What's up YouTube? Moto Steve here. So today we got to do a little maintenance on the Husqvarna 701. We got a really loose, sloppy chain. So we're going to have to tighten that. That's way too loose. So there's going to be a couple things you're going to need. In this case, we got axle sliders. So RNG, you're going to need a 13mm socket with a ratchet for each side, and then we'll get our, I believe it's 32mm socket, loosen the rear axle, and then we're just going to loosen this with a 13mm wrench, I think, and then rotate those back until we're at the distance we are at. So we've got the service manual here. We'll see what it calls for. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we got the service manual here. It's calling for about 30mm from right there in that position. So let's go ahead and get running here. So let's go ahead and grab our 30mm socket and get this thing off. A little loose, not off. Torqued on there pretty well. Just kind of loose enough to where we can, you know, slide the wheel around. So we're gonna want to loosen this front locking nut first. So this is going to be a 13mm. Just loosening it up a little bit. Let's head to the other side, do the same thing. And then to make our adjustments, we're gonna grab our 10mm and turn this back one, I believe counterclockwise, to push the rear axle back, and just line up your lines and make sure you're even on both sides. And then we'll come back and check the tension. So whenever I do this, I like to make sure that the wheel is just kind of push it forward a little bit. Make sure that axle is all the way up on those pins. Snug this back down. I'm not going to torque it yet because I'm actually going to drop the stand and just check. Make sure those are at least somewhat tight. Just to check the tension and make sure it's where we want it, because obviously we're on a stand, so when we drop it down, the chain's going to get a little tighter. So let's go ahead and drop that down, see where it's at. That's actually looking pretty good right there. So I think that it's a lot tighter than it was. Still gives me a little bit of room for bottoming out the suspension. So I'm gonna jack this back up, torque her down, put on the sliders, and we'll be good to go. All right. All right, so go ahead and hold this back one. Also make sure that your lines are lined up on both sides so your wheel's straight. And then we're just gonna make sure that this front nut is just locked down tight. So same thing on the other side here. We're gonna hold this one. All right, we're all locked down there. Chain tension is good. Let's go ahead and snug down this axle. So we'll do that. And then the torque on this, grab your torque wrench, is gonna be set to 66.4 foot-pounds. So grab our wrench here. Set it to 66 foot-pounds. All right, here we go. Let's torque this sucker down. All right, we're good right there. That is gonna be it for today. I'm just gonna put the axle sliders back on, obviously. And then stay tuned for more vids. Probably do what mods do I have on this bike video for this bike and the Grom. So stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, drop a comment. Always subscribe, share these videos if you want.